Good evening, folks. I am privileged and honored to talk to a band that I've been trying to get a hold of for a while, but I am grateful for their time tonight. The 99 Proof Devils from Illinois are joining me tonight, and I just want them to introduce all of themselves as they take the seat, so to speak, in the interview chair.
Well, I guess I'll start off. I'm Paulie B. I'm a vocalist for 99 Proof Devils.
Smitty, lead guitar, rhythm guitar, backup vocal, air guitar, Rongi, bass guitar, and some strings, if you will.
JP on the drum.
Very cool. Well, guys, it's like I said, it is a real honor and privilege to talk to you guys. I love your music, and I just would love the readers of the magazine to know a little bit about you guys as we get through this process. The first question tonight is the roots of the band's name, how it came about.
Smitty, I throw it off when I had a good buddy, but every time he started drinking and, get drunk and get DUI, self-trouble, kind of like, how it all came about. Now you say that, 99 Proof was his biggest help, so we kind of, pieced together, and it just somehow we came up with the 99 Proof Devils from just basically joking around. Thought it had a good ring, so we went with it, and we kind of knew that putting the name Devil in it picked up its own controversy, so being in a rock band like ours, what the hell, we're going to go with it.
Okay.
And it picked up a lot of controversy, like a little controversy, you know what I'm saying?
But controversy can be a good thing, right?
Sure. Any attention, I guess, right?
Right. Just won't want picketers outside, talking about the whole religion thing and stuff and that. I mean, I guess if you can make it to those people too, I guess it's not a bad thing either.
It'd be funny just seeing a priest at the top of his pulpit giving the sermon and then giving the devil horns. That'd be something more. Rocket ship rabbi cranking out the heavy metal. Okay.
But the weird thing about it is he could play one of our songs over the intercom and say, this is the devil's music, and he wouldn't be lying.
True. Very true. Okay, let's talk about individual influences as it pertains to how it comes about in your lyrics, your instrument, just anything that influences. And no, it won't surprise me. Believe me, I've heard some doozies with influences from other bands. So if you say Yanni or classical music, I'm not going to get shocked. So.
Well, there's actually too many bands to list for that. I mean, it's just ungodly when you think about it. But me, I'm more so, the bass player, by the way, I'm more so into players and bands. I draw a lot of my influence from a lot of players that play instead of bands. But I mean, the list goes on from light rock metal to, I'm even into, I love the death metal and the black metal stuff too. So it's just kind of crazy.
Okay.
Thanks, Rod. Well, this Paul. For number one, I'm a Deadhead. Hit music. I started out with the Hendrix and Joplin and Dylan and all that. And then I got into the 80s, Motley Crue and Ozzy Osbourne in the early 80s and Black Sabbath, Kiss, all your stereotypical stuff. But they were huge to me. And then when I was exposed to the Pantera, that was pretty much the end of it all. And Phil was the only thing that mattered to me. So I'm a huge Pantera fan. Always have been down anything Phil does. Super joint. I guess if I had to be a boy fan, that would be my boy man, I guess.
Would it be fair to say he's your man crush?
Yeah, that is my man crush, most definitely. I've had the privilege a couple times, and first time I was like a little girl.
Yeah, I remember that day.
Yeah, Ron was there that day. Hey, it's all good, but like I said, a lot of times I don't even listen to metal. Like I said, I'm a huge Deadhead, and my stereo, my car's on XM. It's on the Grateful Dead channel pretty much every day. So unless we're writing or we're playing stuff, then I try not to. Of course I listen to other metal, but it's nice to go somewhere completely different, and I come into the track area or whatever studio with fresh ideas, not sounding like something I've been listening to for the last week. Good to hear that. Very good.
Okay.
And that's me. Anybody else?
This is Erik. My influences are pretty much like Ron said with players. I look at different players, and I look at them for different reasons. Look at Jimi Hendrix. He had freedom when he played. He was a little sloppy, but he had freedom when he played. I look at Dimebag Darrell from Pantera. His intensity was ungodly. badly.
Mhm.
Precision, intensity. Randy Rhoads is a huge influence to me. Pretty much, I listened to R&B pretty much, and then once I got the tribute album, that was when I went to rock, and then ever since it's been pretty much rock. But yeah, blues and rock pretty much for me.
Yeah, and I grew up, Erik. This is Ron again. I grew up with Erik, and I thought he was like, I looked up to him because I didn't play yet. We were young kids, and I would go to his bedroom and watch him play guitar, and I thought he was the baddest motherfucker in the world. And all I heard was Crazy Train over and over again, but I was just like in awe because I knew somebody that could play like the big boy.
And Bark of the Moon, too.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Right.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Oh, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but for me, the biggest influence has to be Air Supply.
Right.
And here I thought you were going to say Justin Bieber. Jeez.
Anything and everything I've ever heard influenced me in one way or another. Definitely the players more so than the band. So, I've been playing since I was 3, and hope I'm playing tonight for 2.
Right on.
So we're going to say for how long you've been playing so far.
This Smitty, I grew up a lot of 70s, 80s, and a lot of the guitar players from the 80s, you know, when I was watching that, I kept thinking that's what I want to do, you know.
Uh-huh.
George Lynch probably was a big one from Doc, get to the guitar playing it. But, you know, it goes all the way up there. I mean, I about anything. I'm not big on the rap scene, but I can listen to just about anything, you know. As long as there's a good player in it somewhere, knows what they're doing, you know.
So, Smitty, you're not a gangster rapper.
No, trying to quit.
I could totally see you thugging and bugging. With a grill across.
Some of it's pretty cool. Eminem, I mean, obviously that guy is very talented at what he does. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just some of it, I mean, it seems like it's getting kind of like the 80s was, getting to where it all starting to sound the same to me, you know?
Right.
It needs something new.
Maybe a shinier grill or bigger rims on the tires.
Right. Or a little more guitar in it.
There you go.
You always use more guitar. Focus on the guitar player.
And cowbell.
Cowbell and more guitar. There's no such thing as not enough guitar, though, right? Or, like I've been saying to some of my friends recently, some of your music is suffering from a guitar imbalance. Crank it up a little bit. Okay, I know you guys do a lot of original material of your own and stuff, but what are some songs or bands that you like to cover before you get into your own stuff at a show, if you cover anything at all during a show?
Well, I mean, as this band in a whole, I don't know, we really don't cover much, pretty rare, but we have dabbled. We covered Mushroom Head pretty well, and
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, we covered Limp Bizkit.
Because you ought to hear Paulie do Limp Bizkit.
That's another influence I forgot to mention earlier, and I am gangster rap. I used to be, and I still enjoy it. I love back when I was a kid, man. I was all NWA big time. But anyhow, so yeah, and what else are we talking about covering?
Oh God,
I mean, we were gonna cover some other
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, I mean, you know, mixing it all, trying to stuff that's out there a little bit.
Stuff with a good groove, you know, it just gets the crowd going.
Machine style stuff. That would probably be the closest gangster rap as we probably get. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, but those are the kind of songs, political rap, that we like to cover. I mean, I'd love to cover Slaw too at some point, but it's just one of those things. We've been working so hard on our original stuff, and you know, we're not big fans of cover bands. It's like the covers keep getting pushed aside. We keep talking about it, but all of a sudden somebody will have an idea, and they're like, "Oh, cover goes to the side." Working on another original. Right. That's what happens.
And some bands find a comfort zone in covers, but then others explore and know they can do original stuff, and they have that courage to just say, okay, we appreciate the fact that we can do covers, but we have to explore, and we know we can do this. We just have to make it happen.
Right. Well, yeah. Pretty much safe to say, and I'm not trying to be cocky, but this band is pretty confident in writing songs. Yeah. I mean, and we did do a lot. I mean, several of us in other bands many, many years ago, and actually, when I started out with Smitty back in 1999, we were primarily, and JP, we were primarily covers. I mean, it was probably 70-30, 70 covers, 30% originals. That's kind of where it all started, and then now we've just done it so long that now we're just we're all about our stuff.
We started branching out and doing originals,
right?
And a lot of people were coming up and saying that there was more energy coming out of the originals than there was as cover songs. And we were doing Metallica, Pantera, Kid Rock. I mean, we were doing some pretty heavy stuff, but a lot of people were really digging what we were doing, so we just decided to go. Yeah, we went to the dark side.
We started pushing it more 70s 70-30 the other way.
Right. Well, if you can pull it off, you can pull it off. And if the audience is getting a good vibe from the original stuff, the covers have to take a back seat, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And Ron again, and me and Erik comes from an old band too, back about the same time in 99, 2000, early 2000s. And we were primarily an original band back then, but we did do covers, but we did like the off weird covers. I mean, we did do Korn and stuff, but I mean, but, yeah, we did do a Tom Petty cover, but I think we popped that up. But besides that, I think I mean, most of our covers were stuff that you wouldn't really hear a metal band covering. We did like Mama Said Knock You Out and Funky Cold Medina and stuff like that. So
more gangsters.
Yeah, damn it. And we were playing to our singer's track.
Now that proves.
That's part of the reason I think we can kind of deal with the sound that we have. Like, we can go all over the board and pretty much write whatever kind of feel like, you know. I mean, we're finally at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you listen to the CDs, can you hear a lot of different influences that we might have had?
I definitely can. Yeah, I can hear all you guys' influences in your music. It has a certain feel, and it just feels right. You know, it's good stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, wait till the next one.
Wait till the next one.
This one's even more diverse.
Yeah.
And you're
Kind of all over the place, but it's all in all rock hard to finish.
When you listen to it, just think, you know, we're bringing influences from different decades, different eras. So, and I think you will hear it. Sure.
well, my musical palette is not very discriminate or picky, and the stuff that I've heard, I don't have the full album. I've only been able to get a few songs from Chris, and I've heard the diversity. I feel the good stuff, and I can't wait to see what's next. And the fact that you guys are ballsy enough to say we can go with your range. Not many bands can say that they can do it, and I believe, I have no doubt, I would love to see you guys live just so I could hear it and witness it, because there are bands that can pull it off.
I mean, it's not quality, but there's a lot of like phone videos of us playing out live and whatnot. But we'll definitely, if you only have a song, that I didn't know, so we'll just send you a CD. We'll send both of them. I mean, I can email you the CD so you can have the rest of the songs, but if you'd like a hard copy of what we have out now,
I'd like both if that's not being too selfish.
No, not at all. No, we'll send you a hard copy. We'll autograph it all, and then we'll also I'll send it to you email or whatever, so you have more songs that you can play when you get it back on a radio show.
Cool enough. That's great. Now, what I was saying about diversity, you guys, I have no doubt, can pull stuff off, because there's a band here in my area known as Adrian Blitzer, and they do the most unusual but ear-grabbing cover of Milkshake.
Wow.
Keyless. Yeah, Keyless. You heard that correctly. People are just blown away by that. And yeah, so if you guys pull off stuff from what can, because they're that good and they can get away with it. Some bands can go completely off the grid with their genre and they're like, what? But
right, yeah.
But I know, like I said, I have no doubt that you guys could pull it off. But let me get to my next question.
Sure.
Where are some of your local favorite venues to play?
Whiskey's Roadhouse probably be
probably number one, yeah. For locally being around here.
Yeah. Around here, there's not that many. So through the back bar.
Oh yeah, Janesville. That's in Wisconsin. But yeah, that's another good one. And then
Roadhouse.
Mike's Roadhouse in Beloit. That's also Wisconsin. Which is we're close to Wisconsin. We're all damn near on the border.
Okay.
20 minutes.
We're like 15 minutes from the border, yeah. So we do some shows up there, and then for down here in Rockford, like we said, Whiskey's and Cronies was doing all ages shows for a while. I'm going to take a break over the holiday, and then kick it back up in spring. And I mean, we have a lot of bars here, but a lot of them are more geared towards cover bands. So it's hard, especially for originals of any genre, play some places. But we have a few. But other than that, you know, we like to get out. We like to get out and travel. Can, not very often, but it's almost one of those things. Sometimes they treat you better out of town than your own town.
Well, if you ever come to PA, if I can help facilitate something to get you guys here to PA, tell me.
Well, we'll definitely reach out. I mean, we're not opposed to doing weekend travel jobs over the summertime or even the winter, really. I mean, we're actually pretty busy. We've been busy this summer, not getting to play out a whole lot of TV going on in the studio and all that, but
right.
We certainly will reach out and get anything out that way. I mean, I've been looking at getting out to Ohio too myself. So and
Mhm.
we've already been down to Kentucky a couple times for Christy. So yeah, it's definitely not out of the question.
Get in line on a place in Nashville. Heard is a hot
Mhm.
spot for hard rock. And from what I've been hearing, they're saying in Nashville it's like kind of turning into like the L.A. man for back in the old days, but for the hard rock band coming up.
Right.
So I mean, I was kind of like, really? Because it used to be so country, but now they're saying it's turning into a hard rock kind of venue and place to be. So
Yeah, well, I heard a lot of bands doing too, like was it Slipknot or Stone Sour or somebody was just like, I read online, it was saying something about, you know, in Nashville, you know, there it's like get to be, they used to be a big thing in Nashville. I think Mustaine lives there. Oh yeah, Mustaine does live there.
Mustaine is turning into a real hot spot.
His daughter's a country singer.
Really?
Yeah, Electra. Didn't know that. Electra Mustaine.
Yeah. I was going to say Electra Mustang's getting her start there in Nashville.
So yeah, we'll be hopefully be heading out.
Okay. My next question.
Do you have anything that you can like? Oh, I got a band for you. Maybe you know.
I would definitely put a good word in for you guys wherever I could get you guys
you know
booked.
any guys that want to come out here too. Sure.
Oh, well, yeah, because I do try to do a lot of promotional work for a lot of bands and endorse indie bands.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just like Christy when it comes to supportive indie music. Big time. I don't do it half-assed.
No, she doesn't either.
No, she doesn't.
Right.
Now that we've got local venues, what about some dream venues that you guys have thought about that maybe someday that you guys would get the honor and privilege to play at?
Well, the Machine Shop for one. That's a pretty happening spot in Michigan.
Okay.
I never really thought that question.
Yeah, I know. I haven't really either, but I know the Machine Shop is really good. Well, the Rave in Milwaukee too would be. Yeah, that'd be freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Metro, Chicago. Yeah. That's about it. I mean, I don't go any higher than that. I don't see myself playing Soldier Field.
You never know, I guess.
What about Sturgis in South Dakota for the bikers?
Dude, that would be a blast.
No, that would be awesome. I don't know how well that would go. We're not covers. I mean, I would think, you know, they'd like to hear, you know, Enter and all that kind of stuff, you know, like they'd be like, oh.
I mean, they are more open to rock. I mean, they are more rock kind of stuff, but, and I see them having bands all the time, like Alice in Chains and shit like that, and Full Throttle and Buffalo Chips and whatnot. But I mean, yeah, Sturgis. I mean, I would, man, if we could line up gigs out there during Sturgis week, that'd be freaking amazing.
If it got put there,
I would definitely do it.
Okay, Paulie, this question is just for you. What's it like?
boy.
What's it like being in the same space or the same vicinity of Mr. Phil Anselmo when you've met him?
Boy, it's like a kid at Christmas, I guess, where you can't wait to open your presents. I mean, I don't know, it's weird, and it's gotten the last time or two that I got to talk to him, it's gotten more relaxed. I mean, I'm not really that crazy.
well, the first time he was.
The first time, yeah.
Everybody is their first time.
He made eye contact. I think he looked at me.
Yeah, I don't think it was that dramatic, but
Pretty close.
I had fun.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, it's great, man. It's such an honor. I mean, really, like I said, I look up to the guy, even though he's not much older than I am. But when I was a fan, you know,
Such a big influence.
I can relate to the music so much that I mean, that was just it hit me at the right time in life where you know that I related to the songs. I mean, I was just blown away at the raw and like people. You can really do this. I mean, you can really put this music out and.
I guess he's talking about that moment where the light shines down. You got that.
Yeah, right.
Moment,
yeah, the light.
you know?
Yeah, but no, being in the same room is, I mean, it's great, and I look forward to doing more. I mean, I just went down last November to the Housecore Horror Film Festival and got to see him again, and I think next year when they do it, I'm gonna volunteer. Just because I just enjoy it that much. The music and everything that he's involved in. It's just cool. It's inspirational to me. That's about it.
Okay. What would you say to FM radio in your area that doesn't have the balls to play music such as yours?
Well, I mean, I think that's FM radio everywhere in the United States. That's a tough. I mean, you got corporations that own all these radio stations, and if you're not making the money hand over fist, you know, and you're not in the known, you're not signed, you're not, you know. But I have to give props though because we have one guy, Tim Edwards, that the Rev. He is our inspiration of this town. That he is the only one that takes all of our music, and even Steph used to do the Pit. there was another DJ. She's not there anymore, but we can't give them enough of props. I mean, I would never say a bad thing about them because even though it's Sunday is at 11 o'clock, he's still playing, still putting all his time, and he comes out to shows, and his devotion is just unreal. And he's been in the scene as long as we have, and yeah, so I give major props to him and the X. And then all the other stations that don't play our stuff or give anybody at least an hour a week to play their stuff, you suck.
But the thing is, they don't even know what they're missing, half of them. You know what I'm saying? There's so many great bands and so many great sounds out there, and they won't even give it a fucking chance, you know?
Right.
And for discovering that, you get to hear bands all over the world that are probably friggin', that are just awesome, and you're taking a chance of putting it out there, But these guys, they're just so close-minded to it all. It's just like, they don't even know what they're missing.
Exactly.
The radio is so saturated with stuff that, because they've made it or because, they're signed or this and that. But, you can almost, there is some good stuff out there, don't get me wrong. But you can probably, a safe bet said, say that you probably ain't even heard the best stuff that has been out there. And I mean, I'm not even talking about us, but just in general, there's so much good stuff. Undiscovered, yeah, like Paulie said, undiscovered that you never hear or wouldn't hear of, but that are just as good or better than what you're hearing on the radio. Yeah.
And I totally agree with that because mainstream music has become too commercialized for its own good.
I hate that word. Yeah, right.
Too commercialized for its own good. And that's why I am glad I'm in the position I am in, to get music like you guys heard frequently, saturated, drenched even. Forget saturated. I want to soak people to death with the adrenaline that is the undiscovered, the unsigned, the indies, because truth be told, there's a lot of indie music out there right now, in my opinion, that is better than some of these big players in the mainstream scene.
Right. Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's so much. I mean, man, there's so much music out there that I've never even heard. It's waiting to be heard.
See, when you hear people say that, and we get people, sending us stuff from Ukraine and Romania and stuff to just talk about how they love our sound, it's like, when you hear that shit, that's what kind of keeps you going, man. When you hear somebody saying you created something that they friggin' love, or I don't know about the rest of the guys in the band, but this, it's being Smitty, that gives me a fucking heart on, man. It makes me feel good. What it's all about.
Well, here's something that'll make you all feel really good. I don't say it often about a lot of bands, especially when it comes to mainstream anymore, but when it comes to indies, I don't say it much, but I will say this about you guys. My ears have had multiple eargasm moments with your music.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it. That's what makes it. That's what it's all about, right there, bro. Hearing people, man, freaking enjoying what we created. That's what keeps me doing it, man.
One person at a time.
It makes me want to just keep on creating and just seeing what I can come up with, and keep going.
Right. Here's one that this question may sound hard, but it's easy at the same time. I know music is y'all's passion and it's a lot, but here's the question is, what do you guys individually do when you're not thinking about music and you just want to chill out?
I watch The Walking Dead.
I'm usually drinking some beer.
Oh, and I do that too.
Craft beer guys over here.
No, really. Honestly, though, I mean, besides my everyday job, my day job, I guess, when I get home and I'm not doing music, I hang out with my wife and I drink beers and we watch TV and have dinner, and we go out to dinner, or we have dinner with my daughter, and my daughter's in college, and so yeah, I mean, pretty lawn work in the summer and mowing the lawn, and you're just your dad stuff.
Basically everything you would do if you're not writing music.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much about it. I mean, that's all. And, take the dog for a walk.
I don't really find any certain thing out of anything I do, but
I like to call.
other than music.
Smitty, I mean, everything I got to do, even when I'm with my kid, I'm usually got something to do with music. Believe it or not. You know,
Oh, I do believe it.
Yeah, you know, the only time I'm probably not listening to music is when I'm sleeping. Truthfully, man.
You don't.
Or radio interviews.
So you don't hear any Wiggles tunes going through your head in the middle of the night?
Never. No, I'm beyond that. My kids aren't that little anymore.
Well, mine's 7, and I'm teaching him how to play drums and guitar, and
We ain't got time for Wiggles.
so even then, it's still dealing with music. You know, he's starting to learn and catch on, and it's just kind of fun to see that. You know.
Right?
I usually like to go to like a military base and play Pokemon Go on my time off.
Nice.
It's interesting real quick that way.
Yeah, and this is right again. And my kids are pretty much over it. I've been doing this so long, playing and bands and doing it. They're like,
Water.
they're like, yeah, whatever, Dad.
Probably still here.
Go do what you got to do. Oh, but so they're over it.
Okay. How do your fans feed off your energy when you're on stage? How do they interact with you, and how do you interact with them, so they feel that great chemistry with when you guys are playing on stage?
Yeah, I think for sure it goes both ways. I mean, it's a magical moment.
Yeah, I really feed off of the crowd.
Yeah.
Big time.
Which is kind of great because we, like I said, we're kind of all over the board with some songs and stuff, and you know we have a certain song that the girls actually like to get up and do their thing too. And you want to see a bunch of guys going crazy on stage when you got a bunch of girls in front of them. I mean, what metal band don't like a bunch of girls jamming out in front of them when usually it's a mosh pit of men, you know,
Right.
each other up. But every once in a while we'll get the girls up there and you know shaking that ass. Yeah, and it's a great line because you know Paulie says it and they're out there doing it. It's like sometimes I think I almost forget what I'm playing at certain times, and I kind of gotta regather myself and
Reel myself back.
yeah, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, I am playing.
But I also, when we play, I mean, I try to make a lot of eye contact with people. I want people to think that, or know that I'm reaching out to them, I'm singing to them. I try to interact with people because, I mean, you know, I'm feeling the connection with them, and I hope that they feel it with me. And so I try to incorporate them into what we're doing, even though I'm usually jumping around and my hair is flying around, propeller motion. Like,
yeah, Paul is a crazy frontman.
But
When you get a
but when I do, yeah, right.
Just saying, when you get a bunch of people out there, even if he's trying to. Sometimes I can see him trying to connect. People out there are just kind of trying to feel us out. But sometimes I don't even think he realizes that he's just all over the place anyway, which is great because then they'll end up following suit.
Yeah, very true.
Okay, I have to ask this, and it's all meant in good fun, so don't take it serious. Has anybody ever gotten a black eye from one of Paulie's dreadlocks?
Well, that's funny you say that.
No, I would say not a black eye. I have been hit. They have wrapped around my bass head, the headstock of my bass. They have wrapped around there. We had not tangled.
Fly in your mouth when your mouth's open, you know. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, I've whacked these guys. Oh yeah. These fuckers are about not 3 foot, but they're a good 2 foot long.
Yeah,
So they're swinging around like freaking hellfire.
I'm back behind the drum.
JP's probably the safest one, and I think I actually hit him what to do.
Yeah, well, like I said, this is Ron, the bass player. I get
Ron connect all the time.
I get the great opportunity of being the closest one to him most of the time.
Right? So
I'm wearing like shoulder pads and headgear.
but nobody suffered a seriously damaging injury because of said dreadlocks.
Nobody's been seriously hurt yet. We've come close though. I've come
poked in the eye.
close to hitting some head shots in my head though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, we get all three of us. I mean, there's four of us up front, but Smitty and Ron and I, we usually are the closest together, and like we're all going ape shit, doing different shit, not even paying attention to who's where. So why there's nobody that's been knocked out yet is beyond me.
Yeah, Paul runs into me all the time. Before, I had to get rid of having a tutor on the floor because he'd always shut me off by stepping on it.
Or I
all
pull
the
a
time.
cable.
Or cables get pulled
The
out.
cable's out.
Yeah,
I'm kicking JP's drum, his bass head drum mic all the time.
Yeah.
Knocking it out of there. Yeah, it's quite the spectacle.
Always remember, though, it's all fun and games till someone loses an eye. Then it becomes a sport.
That's hilarious.
it's gotten close.
That just got 3 times funnier.
Yeah, once that first
Because
person
these
loses.
guys right here, if I were to hit any of them in the eyes, they'd still keep playing.
Right. But when they lose that eye, it becomes a sport.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody's got this. Then it really looks like rock and roll with an eye patch on.
Okay. My last question for this interview is, who are some bands that you guys would love to share the stage with, whether they be locals that you guys have played alongside before, and you could put together like the dream tour? Who are those bands?
Ooh.
Man.
Wow. Well, my dream tour would be opening up for anything Phil does.
It'd be all of Phil bands and ours. 99 Proof Devils with Super Joint Rituals down in a Pantera reunion. It's the closest we can get.
Not even there. We're not going there. Honestly, though, it's a good question.
I'd like to play with Seven Dust. I love me some Seven Dust.
Yeah, I love that stuff too.
Yeah.
Got a point also.
Not point. Yeah.
And Sevenfold. Sure. You probably want to say Metallica just because you know they probably have the biggest crowd, so you can play for more people.
Right. That'd be the stadium tour. We'd probably be the second stage outside the parking lot. But hey, I'd take that too.
Outside the parking lot, 2 blocks down outside the Burger King.
As long as I'm on the poster somewhere, even if it's on the back, I'd take it.
Right?
Get your Whopper and some doubles. That's right. 99 Proof Double Whopper.
The angry Whopper with them. 99 Proof Double Whopper.
Yeah.
I did it like I know because I do have an angry Whopper. So. But, I mean, locally, there's a lot of talent in this town. I'm not going to deny that. Probably, I mean, there's a handful of bands that we would definitely do a tour with here. I mean, when we try to pack a house in town, On My Six, Modifiers, So-Called Saints, Reckless Redemption, what are we trying to throw up? I know.
There's a lot of them that are good friends of ours.
Yeah, I mean, we all know each other.
Pretty tight around here, you know, tight music scene.
But there's really nobody out playing right now that sucks. I mean, everybody's got their own style. Everybody does their own thing. Yeah. And All Faith and Veins is another one.
Alpha Villains.
Yeah. Smitty's other band, Alpha Villains. They're up and coming, and they're hot shit too right now. Yeah, so I mean, I would do a mini tour with any one of these guys in this town, and even Southern Illinois too. We're not really south, but Peoria, you know, down there too.
Even Chicago area, there's some good bands, but they're not as much open as they are around our area for the original bands. So a lot of the Chicago bands, believe it or not,
they want to come
here because they're more open-minded here for original music.
Right.
Yep.
It's hard. Bigger cities, it's tough.
So I think it's tough here even.
Yeah, we live here.
So we have a lot of friends and a lot of bands that, you know, around the area that they all help each other out. You know,
So the scene isn't just a scene; it's a fraternity and It's a big one.
Yeah.
It's a nice, tight knit army.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's it. Yep.
It is, and and with that too, you always have your drama, which you can never get away from.
Right.
Right.
But
We
all in all,
we don't
we don't
participate. Go to that.
No, we don't get involved in any fucking bullshit drama.
And
We're too old for this shit.
I mean,
So you're not young and restless.
right.
No, not at all.
And
But we sure look like it though on stage, goddamn it. Go ahead, Smitty, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say we were one of the bands, believe it or not, that when most of the bands were doing covers, we were one of the bands that kind of carried the torch and kept the original music scene going, and we're respected for that by a lot of the bands.
Mm-hmm.
We are known as the Phoenix.
Yeah, we carried the torch, and there was a couple other ones, and they were right there with us, but we were kind of known for that.
Right.
So we get respect around here.
We better, goddamn it. We're old.
You're not that old.
It's not about music, it's just the elderly.
we were doing this shit when a lot of these bands around here were diapers still.
Don't you like my music? I'm older than you. Respect.
That's right. That's right.
And don't look at it as old, seasoned, veterans.
Hey, there you go. Thank you for correcting us. There we go.
There you go. You hit it right there.
That's right.
I don't like the word old because if okay, off the record, average age of the band is what? Ballpark.
Average age of band?
Average age of your band members.
No. Well, yeah, 40.
Early 40s.
Early 40s, yeah.
Okay, I'm 41. You're not old.
There we go.
I like this guy.
Yeah, right.
You're seasoned and you're experienced. Or you have
That's
lots
very
of
true.
life. You have lots of life experience. Never use the word old.
That's just habit.
Yeah.
I won't let. I won't.
I enjoy the laughs of old.
If we hear the word old, that'll be the only time I'll use the bleep.
Thank you.
How's that? I hear the word old, I'll go bleep. My magazine.
Yeah, well, we don't believe out cuss words, but goddamn, we'll believe out old.
That's right.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Well, the interview's done, guys. I do appreciate the time and effort, and looking forward to doing it again sometime soon. All right, guys. Take care. We'll talk again soon. All right.
And shake that ass. B.I.P. is all I see when I enter the room. Booty's bumping when they play my tune. Hitting the lights, doing it right tonight. Hot damn, that's tight. Break it out. The champagne and glasses. Break it out. The solid gold. Break it out. The private dances. Break it out. When I want it all. Just down from across the road. On the stage, he knows what to do. Hey, hey, hey. You wanna tease me? Slide down the pole when you see me. Hey, hey, hey. You wanna please me? Back off. That boy, let's fall. Hey, hey, hey. You wanna tease me? Slide down the pole when you see me. Hey, hey, hey. You wanna please me? Stop and shake that ass. I want you to shake that ass. I need you to shake that ass. girls can't age your pain. Step right up, let's play a game, and you take it off and I'll make it rain. That's right, girl, you got it made. Your sexy ways drive me insane. I'm winding faster, my disaster. Wait a minute, whoa, lost.